Ball, flew victim Andy Gregory, forced to pull out overnight. Henderson Gale, after a season plagued with injury, returns on the wing, and Sean Edwards is switched to scrum half. Jed Byrne coming in at standoff. But Leeds have few problems. They field a strong side with Gary Spencer, the ex-Wakefield lad, returning from injury at full-back, and one big surprise, Lee Crooks, the world's costliest forward, but recently in dispute at Headingley, he makes a welcome return. Referee Jerry Kershaw, teacher from Easingwold, came to the ground very early this morning to check the pitch, but he was satisfied that play could continue despite the heavy overnight rain. Crooks again. Good ball to Gibson, but a good tackle by Bell. The gap was there. That's the sort of passes that Crooks can put out. Good pass again to Maskell. He's got space, and he's a quick hook. Oh, that's he's off! Yes! And Hampson is off the field! Referee, Mr. Kershaw, no hesitation at all! And Hampson, who was sent off twice in a weekend for offences, now sent off for the third time this season.
Well, Maskell makes a brilliant break here, and now we see the incident. What does Hampson do? Well, he caught him round the neck. It didn't seem so bad first time round, but certainly any attack to the head is a sending off offence now, Ray.
And Steve Hampson there, the perpetrator of yet another head-high tackle.
Maskell looking around for support. Hampson's no need to go high. Here he comes in, and that arm goes right above the shoulder. Wow, and nearly took his head off there.
Well, Colin Maskell fit again. After that shock, has he got his senses about him to kick this goal? In line with the post, 28 yards out. Very successful kicker. 41 goals this season. The traditional wipe of the boot, just get that clinging mud off. And it was worth 2 points, so Leeds 2 points in the lead, but Colin Maskell still wondering whether his head's still there. Pressure here from the Lancastrians. Edwards looking to get his men working. Clark, that's a good one to Bell, he can get it to Gill. No, well, he's given the try. He's given the try in the corner. I think there'll be grave doubts as to whether that ball was actually put down in the corner. Only the replay will tell us, but Henderson Gill used his strength there, and the nod from the touch judge, that gave the try 4 points each.
Good possession for Wigan here, a long ball by Edwards, and this kid does very well, Clarkey, and then Bell does marvellous to get the ball out to Gill, but does he get down? Have a look at it. Does he get down? Very close, very close. Well, the ball went down possibly just before the line, Ray, but I'm glad I'm not making the decision.
Well, we are a long way from that, Peter. It didn't look a try to me, but the referee's decision's final. The touch judge nodded it in, and they're near the spot, and that's what counts. 4 points each. Lydon looking to put Wigan in the lead for the first time. A difficult one, but a superb shot from Lydon. 44 goals, and I don't think he's kicked many better than that. 6 points to 4 for Wigan.
The ball here comes to Edwards, who'll push it out a long ball. But the crucial thing, when both these lads get the ball away to Gill, does Gill get the ball down before the touchline comes? Dives in there, going for the corner. I think he got the ball down just before the line.
Leeds trailing 6-4. Coleman, little grubber. Oh, has Crooks got it? Well, I don't think Crooks got it, but I think Carl Gibson did. He was quick at the centre. Lovely little chip kick by Coleman. Crooks was there, but Carl Gibson, the £60,000 buy from Batley a few seasons ago, dived underneath, and he got the try. 8 points to 6 now for Leeds.
Well, here's a good chance for Leeds now, as Coleman puts a superb kick through. But it's touched by a Wigan man, kicked on again by Maskell, and the man to win the touchdown is Carl Gibson.
As always, a game between Wigan and Leeds, never without incident. So many class players in both sides. Straight forward between the posts, another 2 points. Gives Leeds a little more leeway. 10 points to 6 now for Leeds. And Wigan, I should think, very, very desperate to get some points on the board. Wigan still driving down in the middle, using these big forwards. Shelford. That's a good ball to Dean-Bell, to Preston. He's in at the corner. Oh, beautiful short pass. Then the long one. And that was a difficult ball to take for this lad, this Mark Preston. Ex-England Beaver reunion. 23 tries now. Really putting pressure on Martin O'Fire at the top of the try scoring charts. And a good try.
A chance late in the game for Wigan to get in this half, and Edwards, a beautiful short pass there to Bell, and Bell, a long pass, unopposed. Well, what an easy try there, and a definite doubtful try for Leeds to give away at this stage in the game, when they seem to have things wrapped
These
up.
matches never without incident. Great rivals, these two famous clubs. But despite the hostilities on the field, great friends. I'm speaking to Lewis Jones and Arthur Clues of Leeds beforehand, Martin Ryan and Joe Egan, great players of the past who were introduced to the crowd. Good Christmas spirit. But the pitch very, very heavy. Torrential rain here overnight. The ground staff really performed miracles to get this pitch playable. They even used the machine called a water hog, which is used for the Headingley cricket ground, and that drained off many, many gallons. Lydon. Well taken. A lot of pressure on Phil Ford there. And there is the subject to the pressure. Betts, good pass. All that Dennis Betts was looking for really, Peter, was to keep that ball in play, wasn't he?
It was, yes, and it's come out of his hand, but fortunately for Wigan, they did retain possession. We were discussing the torrential rain and the state of the pitch, and already we have to report that the Sheffield Eagles Castleford tie, due to be played at Chesterfield Soccer Ground tomorrow, that's off. The pitch is waterlogged. But here, as you've seen from the highlights, good rugby. Wigan, the holders of this trophy. Winners last season, 12 points to 6 against Widnes at Bolton Wanderers. And really, Peter, they've done tremendously well, Wigan, haven't they, in the first half to keep in this game. They have. Leeds have outplayed them for long spells in the game, but when they've come back down and gone under the attack, they've shown the frailties of the Leeds defence and gone in for 2 very, very good tries.
And Leeds had all the possession, 11 scrums to 2 so far, which gives an indication of the mistakes made by Wigan. Leeds in the blue amber jerseys. Good pass there from Lee Crooks, number 8. Surprise selection. To Coleman. Devoted, looking for the short ball to Laurie. Powerful forward, this number 11, Mark Laurie from Parramatta. Coleman again. Well, that looked a forward pass, and that is a forward pass. So, forward pass on the 6th tackle, an offence. So we move to a handover. Edwards looking to get this pack going, but of course Wigan, only 5 members of this pack. Dennis Betts having to play in the centre. To Spencer. And that's good following up by Dean Bell. Wigan weren't doing that in the first half, Peter.
They weren't. They didn't kick the ball far enough, I don't think, Ray, but this time they've got to do it. And they're putting Spencer under trouble. Spencer's a solid player, but not very quick, and therefore Wigan can tackle him.
Henderson Gill. Nice to see Henderson Gill back in the Wigan colours. Struggled this season with an injury. Shelford. And you get the feeling, Peter, that Wigan, even with only 12 men, have that extra yard of pace on the outside.
They still have got the potential, yes, to win the match, but they've got to find these gaps. And at the moment, in the middle of the field, Leeds are still tackling well.
I think one of the biggest problems, Peter, they've lost a lot of speed in the pack with Dennis Betts coming on in the centre, Andy Goodway going off. They've got 3 or 4 players who are very similar type of player, aren't they?
That's right. They're not big, they're not particularly quick. And therefore, Goodway in particular is being missed, because that's the man that Edwards would hit on a wide outside run, and he would make headway through the middle.
Edwards then putting the kick in. The forward again. He's lost it, but I think Preston tapped that forward. He did. The crowd roar. Preston looks up, but it's not try number 24 for this ex-Filed and England B rugby union lad.
A possible chance here, because as Ford goes for the ball, the Wigan man touches it forward, and Ford it goes forward, knock on, and what they think is a try, not a try.
So Leeds now desperate to bring the ball away. 10 points each. And Leeds monopolise possession in these scrums. 11 scrums to 2 they've had the possession from. Leeds last won this trophy 83-84. Twice winners. And Wigan 4 times winners. Coleman. Laurel. Well, not a good pass, but forced it on her. The 6th tackle to Coleman again. Really commanding possession, this little scrum half, Coleman. Lydon taking his time. Good pace, that's a good ball to Preston. And this is one lad, I think, really being missed in the Wigan pack. Hey, Dennis Betts, still a student, still at Pendleton College. But he has that extra yard of pace necessary on a heavy pitch like this. But of course, when Wigan are a man short, he's the ideal man to place in the centre. Edwards, bringing play again to Betts. One of the new emerging talents here for Great Britain selection. I think Mal Reilly, who's just been appointed the Great Britain coach on a new 2-year contract this morning. He'll be interested in Betts. Crooks. Done a lot of good work, Lee Crooks. Was in dispute with the club, placed on the transfer list, but working hard. Izzard. Knock on. Good decision by referee Kershaw. He played advantage, but sadly for Wigan, Jed Byrne, number 6 there, couldn't take advantage. And a substitution being made for Leeds. Gary Lord coming on for Gary Spencer. Spencer had problems with a leg injury. And I think in these conditions, Peter, that's the possibility of an aggravation there.
That's right. He can pull a muscle, or he can strain it in the heavy going, and probably not as effective what he would be. Gary Lord, very similar player, and can play in any position up front, and he'll back up, he'll tackle and run forward with the ball.
So Leeds not making real use of this possession. Nor was Andy Platt there, but Wigan still in possession. Edwards. to Phil Clark. Good run by this youngster, son of Colin Clark, the ex-Wigan hooker in the 60s. To Betts. Clark again. A tall lad. Byrne. Back to Edwards. Edwards. The high kick. It's funny, Peter, how very few teams seem to be using the drop goal these days. There's a great spate of drop goals in the early 80s when it was put down to 1 point. I remember Lynn Hallett at Cardiff getting 29 in a season, but nobody seems to bother these days.
No, the tactics were, Ray, to get a point in front, and at stalemate like it is now, you'd have thought that one of these teams is certainly going to try before the game is over.
But it's certainly a psychological boost, isn't it?
It is if you get your nose in front, that's right.
To Lydon, but plenty of room for Lydon. Two quick lads here, Schofield marking him. Lydon, good run, but a good tackle by Ford. Great Britain colleagues, these two lads, Lydon and Ford. And Preston, a man looking for a Great Britain place. Great success this season, this Preston. 10 minutes gone in this Regal Trophy, third round tie, all square, 10 points each. Gill. Very strong customer, might not be up to the speed of his international days. Edwards again, good kick. Certainly keeping Phil Ford in plenty of work. Crooks did well to get that ball back. Crooks. Be interesting to see whether Crooks can stand the 80 minutes. He's been out for a considerable time. Play on. Should be another 6 tackles. Yes, it is. Izzard. That's a good pass. He's got space. But the bad pass. Well, Mr. Kershaw has given a penalty to Leeds, judging that Wigan were offside.
Well, the Wigan man here, did he touch the ball or did he knock it down? If he knocked it down, the ball is coming back inside shortly here. Now watch to see if the Wigan man touches it. Did he touch it? It's questionable. Very unlucky decision there on the part of the Wigan team.
But certainly it's given Leeds the attack. Coleman again, directing operations at first receiver. Heron, that's a good ball to Crooks. Oh, he's got Heron again with him. But a good tackle. Magnificent tackle there by Joe Lydon. That extra yard of pace, but Leeds on the attack. And this is good handling in these conditions. Schofield going for the line. 10 points each. The last tackle. Maskell. That's play on. It must be. And another 6 tackles. Cheeky little kick there by Craig Coleman. Unfortunate for Wigan. And there's an overlap. Phil Ford, has he got the pace on Preston? No, he hasn't. But the vital thing, he stays in field. Still Leeds pressure. Coleman. Looking for the dummy, but you don't tackle men like Wayne. Still Leeds. And Gary Schofield looks annoyed with himself. The pressure off. Wigan relieved. But Wigan, the best defence in the Rugby League. Wigan beat Doncaster in the first round, 62 points to 4. Widnes in the second round, 18 points to 0. And here, with only 12 men, 10 points each. Shelford did well to withstand that pressure, Peter.
They did. They've got 12 tackles on the line, Leeds, right, and you'd have thought they might have created something. Schofield looked under the post, but magnificent tackling by Wigan under that pressure.
Wigan, the leaders of the Rugby League First Division this season, lacking, of course, still 2 or 3 international stars. No Ellery Hanley, out until the new year with a groin injury. Kevin Iro, Andy Gregory out with flu, but still containing this Leeds outfit. Good ball to Heron. Tackle. This lad Gerard Stasica coming at number 9 for Martin Dermott. Good player. And there is a good player, Craig Coleman. This little diminutive number 7 from South Sydney. Performed so well for Hull last season, now performing well for Leeds. He's the marshal, he's the man, the hub behind this pack. And I think number 7 there for Wigan, I think he's been a little bit restricted today, Peter. He's had to be sort of at first receiver distributed. We've not seen those darting sharp runs he usually puts in from stand-off, have we?
That's right, he's very close to the play the ball situation, Ray, and that doesn't give him room to get into a bit of space. But he's played very well indeed. And as you've mentioned before, the trio of Devotee, Coleman and Heron at the back of this pack for Leeds, they're the men that make them tick. We haven't seen a lot of Devotee. Heron and Coleman we've seen a bit of, but Devotee's yet to create something.
Platt looked to forward, and Mr. Kershaw judges that it is a forward. Getting these two packs together, and a good heel by Leeds hooker Maskell to Schofield. Now then, has he got the extra yard on Betts? He hasn't. He can run this number 11, Dennis Betts, ex-Manchester United soccer player as a youth. Devotee almost through. Leeds keeping the pressure on this Wigan line, taking the ball short. But this Wigan defence, the best in the league. Phil Ford trying to spot a gap, and I think he's hurt his side, twisted his side as he went there. He's certainly in some agony. I think possibly a little bit of trouble with his grip underfoot, Peter.
Yes, as he turned, Ray, somebody coming low to tackle him, a shoulder into the hip, and probably he's got a bit of a bruise. But this is an ideal situation, as you were talking before, to set up a drop kick. Now, this is the last play of the ball, and Leeds have a chance to set a drop kick. It's a question of whether they will or not, but it would certainly be worth it.
But the fashion seems to have gone out of vogue, doesn't it?
Unless they're not confident.
Well, there's the high up and under, but not very successful. I mean, there's no real pressure on Joe Biden there, and wasted.
No, and particularly if it goes over the try line, then it's a 25-yard restart for Wigan, so a futile kick there.
So, still locked, these two sides, at 10 points each. A lot of lost ball. This pitch this morning about 11 o'clock, covered in pools of water until the ground staff got to work. And what good work they've done, because they've really made the pitch playable. Laurie. Had record crowds this season in Rugby League for this trophy. Crooks. Very powerful player, this boy, Crooks. Big lad, likes to drive into two men and then slip the ball round the body. That's good play. And that's a good kick. Oh, it just kept in. I think it hit the divots of the ground, Peter.
Yes, the ball at the last pulled up as though it was going out of touch, Ray, and then it's in that divot, as you said, just straightened it up, kept it in play, which is fatal. The ball going ill, the divot there, the ball stays in play. Very dangerous for Wigan, this. And certainly Leiden did well to get the ball out of play.
Because Mark Preston has left it, hasn't he? But the dropout from beneath the post still maintains the pressure on Wigan. Izzard, a barnstorming forward from Australia. Craig Izzard played with the Parramatta club. John Mooney, the Wigan coach, bought this lad from Penrith to Parramatta when he was coached down under. Dixon. This Wigan defence under pressure. Little Coleman to Heron. Play on, says Mr. Kershaw. Coleman again. Now then, here's a chance. There's the overlap. Dixon going for the gap. Oh, Dixon should have moved the ball out. I think like a prop forward. He saw the gap, he saw the glory, but there were 3 men outside him. And it's still 10 points each. ...20 minutes left in this second half. 10 points each. Wigan holding on, gritting their teeth. 12 men to 13. To Joe Leiden. But still, they can't get away from this relentless Leeds pressure. Teenage substitute Bobby Goulding waiting to come on. A lot of pressure on this youngster. Crooks. Good ball, but Heron couldn't take it. Play on. Schofield. Oh, the dummy. But all credit to Betts. He's kept with him, stuck with him. Coleman again. That's a good ball to Heron. Now then. Oh, he's not. Well, David Heron. Well, play on, says Mr. Kershaw. Look to knock on, but David Heron should have passed first time there, Peter.
He should, and I think again, Leeds lucky again there because the ball was dropped onto the ground, and that's a fumble, and not most referees would have pulled that up right.
And that's good play. Just look at that, a prop forward. Craig Izzard tackling Joe Leiden. Gill. So 2 chances gone begging there for Leeds down that left-hand side. And still Wigan hang on. And you know, Peter, in rugby, when a side has been hammered and battered for so long, suddenly the game turns, doesn't it?
It can do, but sustained pressure like Leeds are putting on this Wigan line, Wigan are getting no respite, Ray, and either they'll break or they'll need penalties to get up this field and give themselves a chance of winning it. But they're not going to run it, not from this distance.
Leiden. Well taken by Gary Lord. I think wisely, safely, electing to hold on to the ball. Gibson. And I would think there are some very tired men out there.
Well, you've said it, Ray, because there Gibson's run past about 8 of his own men who are well out of position, but now they're back in possession. But there don't seem as many men to play the ball to. Probably they're all feeling a little bit tired now.
Very heavy conditions. That's a good ball to Schofield. Good play there from Colin Maskell, the hooker. Good ball playing skills. And Coleman again, switching play, keeping it moving, using that extra man, the overlap. Laurie. And the last tackle. Now, what will Leeds do? Pump it in the air or put to the corners? No, they elect to run. Looks to be cramped there, and I think that's the spirit of this game. is being played in now between these two clubs. Vince Fawcett helping Dean Bell. And physio Keith Mills just trying to wear that cramp off. And youngster there, Bobby Goulding, coming on. Just a teenager, a lad making his way in the game. Very, very difficult conditions to come into. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him play scrum half, Peter, to move Sean Edwards out wide. I think that's what Wigan need.
Probably, yes, if he is a scrum half, and it'll put a bit of new life into him because he'll be very eager. Might make a dart or two down the centre and get some, make some headway. But he's giving Edwards more room already to make those little darts that he makes, right?
Shelford gone off. Platt. The sixth tackle. Vince Fawcett, that's a good tackle. Dennis Benson now, for the first time in this half, we've had Leeds down in their own 25. Oh, but good play by Coleman. And suddenly the grip comes off Leeds. We thought at one stage that Andy Goodway might come on again. He looked to have a dislocation of some fingers, but sadly the news we hear that he's had to go to hospital. So Wigan forced to play with the hand that they've got. 12 men to 13. The final quarter of the match, 10 points each, delicately poised, and that's a magnificent kick. Hasn't he punished Wigan time and time again, this lad, Peter, with these kicks?
Yes, he's a very shrewd player, Ray. He rarely gets caught with the ball. If he's not manipulating and moving the ball wide, he's putting those deep kicks in and usually finding touch.
And as we thought, Bobby Goulding going to scrum half, Edwards to stand off. And this little lad making a good run down the blind side, bringing some life. Good little player this. Makes me feel rather old, Peter, and I played with his dad. Had a good run from Platt. Sean Wayne. A lot of efforts from Sean Wayne and Stasica, the two lads in the front row, the engine room of this side. It's going to take one break to win this game, Peter.
Well, I think it's going to take more than that. I think it's going to take penalties, Ray, rather than anything else, unless Leeds can manipulate these 12 men.
That's a good ball to Preston. Now then, it's a kick and chase. Oh, it's a good ball. Sean Edwards tried to pick it up. Why didn't Sean Edwards kick it? He tried to pick it up.
Beyond belief, Sean would normally have kicked it. And I'm certain he'd have scored if he'd have kicked it over, Ray.
Well, that must have been a rush of blood to the head to young Sean Edwards there. Leeds clinging, Leeds Coleman there, settling his side down. I think he knows that Wigan could have gone ahead. Still 10 points each. Crooks sensibly holding the ball, coming away at first receiver, plays it to himself, and a penalty.
Well, here is Preston giving himself a chance for scoring a try, kicked it forward, the ball is clear. Now Sean Edwards, unbelievably in weather like this, tried to pick the ball up and gives away what I thought he could have tapped it over. A good try.
It Leeds back in possession. Heron. Wigan, red-hot favourites to take this tournament. But Leeds coming back, tremendous spirit this season under new coach David Ward. Certainly injected a fighting spirit in the side. Poor Crooks, I think. That's a good kick from Lee Cook, but I think he was trying to have a minute's rest, Peter, wasn't he?
I think he was stood out to play, Ray. Suddenly the ball comes to him, but good for Lee. He's got a good boot on him anyway. He's a good kicker of a ball.
But he's had an excellent game, Crooks. He's being substituted now. I think he's a little tired. And Richard Gunn, very costly junior signing, one of the British schools, British colleges players, coming in the second row. But Crooks has done a good job. He's punting, he's puffing, and I think David Ward knows that he's done a classy job. And already Goulding showing a little bit of life behind the scrum.
A new face, new feet, new legs, Ray, and fresh. Running well with the ball, he is. Beating tackles.
Edwards to Bell. Edwards again. Betts. I get the feeling, Peter, that if Wigan are going to win, it could come on this left wing with either Betts or Preston making a half break.
Well, with Betts making the break and Preston to chase, this is the side to play on.
10 minutes to go, 10 points each. No score in this second half. All the tries coming in the first half. The tries to Gill and Preston, the try to Gibson for Leeds, and the 3 goals to Maskell. That's a good ball to Heron. Gibson can't take it. Well, Gibson and Gill fighting over the ball, but Mr. Kershaw's adjudging a knock-on. But we've seen good handling in this match, despite the appalling conditions. Torrential rain really threatened whether this match was going to take place. Edwards, Lydon. Byrne. Wigan moving downfield. Sean Wayne. Play on, good advantage played by Mr. Kershaw. Back to Gibson. And Wigan have got to keep Leeds down here. This pack, number 12 there, Andy Platt, Sean Wayne, have done an awful lot of tackling. It's been 5 forwards to 6. Wigan, 4 times winners of this trophy, not giving it up without a fight. Schofield, that's a good ball to Richard Gunn. Just looking for that vital support. And offside. So Schofield will be looking to put this ball as far into this corner as he can. Run.
You would be thinking, Ray, here that Leeds have got to set up a drop kick.
Well, it looks as if they're taking the ball towards the post. 10 points each. Although it'll be difficult to drop a goal out of these heavy conditions. But they're working their way towards it. Schofield has dropped a couple of goals this season. He's having a goal. Well, they play on. It's another... No, not 6 tackles. The ball accidentally off a Wigan player. But Coleman, now then, there's an overlap. Izzard. Just 4 yards to go. Now the 6th tackle. The ball again, Coleman. A difficult one to take. But take it, Platt does. And Adrian Shelford looks to be coming back on. I think Australian coach John Mooney here is spelling his players, Peter. He knows that they're tired.
Exactly, he's changing them around, and this is shrewd tactic. I think you're taking Sean Wayne off, that's done a splendid job, and he's certainly now dropped 1 or 2 balls of late and probably tired the most.
And 6 minutes to go, 10 points each, and I think the question now on the fans here is, can 12-man Wigan hold on? Gary Lord, that's a good run. No tries in the second half, but no lack of excitement. Heron. To Gunn. Leeds beat Lee 26-12, Bradford Northern 27-8 to get to this position. But certainly, even against 12 men, this was by far their hardest match. The sixth tackle, again Coleman. Sensible kick that. He spotted that Henderson Gill was well up there. Swizzled himself round. And the pressure on Wigan. Sean Wayne to come off. Number 10. Just 5 minutes to go, 10 points each. Both packs locked, both teams locked. Goulding. Shelford. I think Wigan will be very, very relieved if they can get away with the replay here, Peter.
Well, if they hold on, Ray, they'll have done a remarkable job this afternoon, and Leeds will have thought they could have won it at any time in the game, but it's not over yet, and in weather like this, a crisp game like it's been, a super game actually, anything can still happen.
Back to Leiden. Not a good kick. Oh, that's a bad one for Fawcett. That's a bad one. Now then, scrum down, should be Wigan's head and ball. 4 minutes to go. Can Wigan use this scrum wisely? Goulding, the youngster, at scrum half. Probably nervous. But a good pass to Edwards. To Dean Bell, they're trying to run it wide. To Jed Byrne. Edwards again. Are Wigan planning for a drop goal? A little bit too far out yet, I think, from these heavy conditions. Stasica. No real drop goal specialists in this Wigan side, and there's Henderson Gill. Now then, the ball must be transferred back to the middle of the field. And it is. That's sensible. Now then, is Joe Leiden going to drop one of his specialities? He's cleaning his boot behind at the full-back's position. Oh, that's good play by Leeds. And a knock-on. Well, Leiden was setting himself up for the drop goal. He thought he had the time, but he didn't. And a handover. 3 minutes to go. The knock-on the sixth tackle. Leeds now to work their way down to the posts. Laurie. But they've got about 50 yards to work off this 4 tackles to get down. And I think this Wigan defence is still as strong as the kick-off. To Fawcett. Just 2 minutes to go. The sixth tackle, surely. Little Coleman there, the man of the match, electing to run. And that could be a mistake, Peter. It's Wigan's ball, isn't it?
Yes, I'd have kicked the ball into the corner flag, Ray, and Coleman decided on a long pass, which was forward, and didn't get away with it.
But still, coming up to almost a minute to go. Leeds 10, Wigan 10, and I think Wigan coach John Mooney and the players will be absolutely delighted with this draw. I don't think anyone suspected this when Hampson was dismissed in the 5th minute for that high tackle on Maskell. Edwards, Platt. Oh, good run by Platt. Byrne, he's got Preston. And Wigan have got to move into midfield. The 6th tackle coming up. Right. Yeah. Oh, crucial catch there, and we understand from the chairman and the directors of the Sheffield Eagles club that despite the information that we were given by the Rugby Football League that the match between Sheffield Eagles and Castleford is still on at Chesterfield Football Club tomorrow afternoon. And certainly, if it's as good as this, it'll be well worth going to. And I think it will. And Gill, he has it. Now then, Wigan again. We're coming into injury time. We're into the injury time. 10 points each. Edwards, surely, but the players I don't think realise the time. And I should think Central Park will be filled to capacity in midweek if there is a replay. These Leeds Wigan Cup ties, always special occasions. And a forward pass. Little Goulding there. Had a good effect since he arrived on this pitch. The odds must be with Wigan now to reach a 5th successive semi-final. But I think the Leeds coach David Ward might say something about that. Now then, into injury time. The Wigan fans roaring here. I don't think the players realise how the seconds are ticking over. They've got to go for goal. They can't play these 6 tackles out, surely. We make it well over time. No injuries. Here's the chance. Lydon. No. Knocked on. But again, it was the pressure there from Leeds. It's all over. In the excitement, nobody heard the hooter. But Mr. Kershaw calls it a day. It's a replay in midweek, possibly Tuesday or Wednesday night. The draw for the semi-finals will be on Monday. But still, the winner of these 2 sides still to be settled. I think a fair result. Leeds 10, Wigan 10.